Hey guys, it's Luke Yon, and today I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated releases of 2022. Usually I would like to film this a little bit earlier because it is basically the end of January, but I thought it was okay because I don't even have any January releases on this list. It actually starts with February, so it wasn't really a big deal. I guess I just wasn't really excited for any January releases this year. But nonetheless, let's just get into the video. I made sure to really only include books that I was really excited about, that I plan on buying my own or reading soon after they're released. So I try to limit the amount of books that I have on this list, but there are still quite a few. So yeah, let's just get into it. Also, sorry if you can hear vacuuming. I don't think you are going to be able to, but just disregard it if you can. Anyway, starting in February, on February 1st, I have This Woven Kingdom by Taha Mafi. So I have already read this book. I read it last September. I got an advanced copy of it, but I still cannot wait for it to come out. I am going to be rereading this book because I loved it so much. I love Taha Mafi. She's one of my favorite authors, and this was on my top 10 books of the year list, and I'm just really excited for it to come out and for me to be able to reread it in the physical copy, because I think I'll enjoy it even more the second time around. But this book follows a girl named Alize, who is a servant, and she kind of works in this house, and she's a seamstress, and she's also the long-lost heir to this Jinn kingdom. And then we also follow Kamran, who is the crown prince to this kingdom. His grandfather is the king, and so he's kind of next in line, and he's getting ready to become king because his grandfather is kind of sick at the moment, and they kind of end up meeting, and then there's all this drama. It's a very slow book, but I loved that about it, and I just can't wait to get an actual copy on my hands so that I can reread it, because again, I just loved it so much. And I also pre-ordered I guess it's pre-order. I got the Illumicrate Special Edition. I might end up doing a video where I unbox it, possibly. I guess we'll have to see. But I'm really excited for that one because it's going to be an exclusive edition, and I think it's signed by Taha Mafi. And there's also some goodies and stuff in there as well. Also on February 1st, I have The Weeping Tide by Amanda Foody. This is the sequel to The Accidental Apprentice, and it is the second book in the Wilderlore series. I enjoyed the first book in the series way more than I expected to. I should have known because I do really like Amanda Foody's books, but yeah. This is one that I'm really excited about. I don't know much about it. It's a sequel, and I know it just follows the same characters, and it's a new journey. This is a middle grade series, but yeah, I'm really excited about this book, and I really like the cover as well. Then we also have another book that I've already read, and that is I Must Betray You by Rudisa Petties. I just read this in January, so I'm going to be talking about it in my January wrap-up. But this book, I don't know yet if I'm going to buy it, but I did want to just mention it. But this book follows a main character named Christian who lives in Romania in 1989, when Romania is under the dictatorship of Nicolae Ceausescu. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not 100% sure. But, yeah, so basically he ends up becoming a spy for, the agent at his high school who reports to Ceausescu, and he does this in order to get medicine for his grandfather who's currently dying, and then there's all this drama and stuff. I really enjoyed this book. I'm going to talk about it more in this month's wrap-up, but yeah, I am really excited for it, and I really loved all of Rudis Petty's books, and this one was no exception, so I'm really excited about it. And I, again, don't know if I'm going to purchase a finished copy, but we shall see. Then on February 8th, I have A Spark Within the Forge by Silva Tahir. This is the next book in the Ember in the Ashes prequel graphic novel series. I read the first book in the series in May of last year, and I'm really excited for this one. This book follows Laia and her brother Darin, and I think someone else. I don't know. I know there's 3 people on the cover. I don't remember who the third one is. But this is a prequel, so it takes place before the first Ember in the Ashes book. I love an Ember in the Ashes, and I'm really excited for this next graphic novel. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I am going to be doing a reading vlog for This Woven Kingdom when it comes out. I'm going to do a rereading vlog, so you can check that out. Maybe I'll do the unboxing in the beginning of that video, and then we'll get into my actual reading vlog. That's probably what I'm actually going to do. Anyway, the next book that I have is the last book that I have in February, and it comes out on the 15th, and it is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. This is the sequel to House of Earth and Blood, and it's the second book in the Crescent City series. I read House of Earth and Blood when it came out 2 years ago, so like 2020, and I really enjoyed it. I am really excited to actually get my hands on this book. I am probably going to do a reading vlog for this book as well, and I definitely need to reread the first book, because I, like, remember what happened, but I also don't, because it's been a while. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I don't really know what it's about, because it's a sequel, but I am excited to see what the characters are up to and see what happens next in this series. Then, moving into March, on March 1st, I have Gallant by Victoria Schwab, or V.E. Schwab, and I really have no idea what this book is about. I know it takes place at, like, some house or something. Like, there's this school, and then there's, like, an alternate realm or something. I don't know. It's V.E. Schwab, so I'm gonna read it regardless. She's written so many of my hero books, and I'm really excited for this one as well, and the cover is really cool, so I am a fan. And then, moving into April, on the 5th, we have Aru Shah and the Nectar of Immortality by Roshni Chokshi. I love the Aru Shah series. I love Roshni Chokshi. I've read all of her books, and I'm really, really excited for this book. It's the finale to the series, so a lot of stuff is going to go down, and I'm really, really excited for it. I love books 2 and 3 in the series. I did really enjoy books 1 and 4, but I didn't like them as much. But regardless, I am really excited for the 5th book and the finale, so yeah, I will probably end up doing a reading vlog for this book as well, because I'm probably going to end up reading it sometime in the summer when I do, like, another reading 7 books in 7 days challenge, so look out for that. And then also on the 5th, I have In a Garden Burning Gold by Rory Power. I do have an arc of this book on my phone, like an e-arc of it, so this, I really don't know what it's about, although I think it's about twins or something who have magical powers. That's really all I need to know, so yeah. And then on April 12th, we have An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X. Pan. I love The Astonishing Color of After, which was her first book, and I cannot wait for this book. I loved The Astonishing Color of After, and I just know that Emily X. Pan is going to come through once again with this book. I believe it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, and I believe there's, like, some mythology incorporated into it, so that's just a perfect recipe for me for a book. And then on April 19th, we have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This is not a part of her, like, Friend Zone companion series. It's a new book. I don't know anything about it, but she is an autobiography for me, so I am really excited for this book, and the cover is really, really nice. Like, I actually really like this cover, so that's another incentive for me. Then on May 3rd, we have Forging Silver into Stars by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the first book in a spin-off to the Cursebreaker series, which I really enjoyed. And this book follows Tycho, who was a side character in that series, and then 2 other characters who are new. And I believe it takes place 4 years after the end of A Vows of Old and Deadly. And I'm really excited to see what this book is going to be, because I have really enjoyed the Bridget Kemmerer books that I've read, and I'm interested in returning to the Cursebreaker's world. And I do know that those characters are going to make an appearance in here, and I'm just really excited to see how Bridget Kemmerer kind of continues the series, because I think it'll be really interesting. And also, again, this cover really is quite nice. Another book that we have coming out on May 3rd is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I believe this book is about a literary agent who, like, I think it's about 2 literary agents who, like, get in a relationship with one another. I actually have no earthly idea, but I did read her other 2 romance books, and I enjoyed them, but they just weren't really, like, my thing. Like, I didn't love them as much as everyone else, but I feel like this book could be really interesting to me, because it just feels like something that I would enjoy a lot more than those other 2 books. But yeah, I am really excited for this one, and hopefully I don't end up giving this one 3 stars like I did with her other 2 books. Then also on May 3rd, we have Book of Night by Holly Black. I don't know what this book is about. Again, I think we're entering a trend here where I don't know what any of these books are about. But I do know that this is, like, an adult fantasy book, and I believe it's a standalone, and it follows someone that has, like, shadow powers, I think. I honestly could just be making things up, but I do think that's what this is about. So yeah, and also, again, the cover is really nice, and I do like the Holly Black books that I've read, so I have faith in her to produce a interesting adult fantasy book, and yeah, hopefully the insides are as nice as the cover. Then finally, in May on the 17th, coming out is Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. I really like Christina Lauren's books, and this book is their next one. I'm honestly not too excited for this one. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be actually purchasing a copy, or if I'm just going to be, like, reading the ebook through my library, or Scribd if they have it. But this is about two characters who I think go on a road trip through, like, the desert or something. That's kind of why I'm not too interested in it, because I know it takes place, like, in... like, I don't even know what the word is called. Like, oh, canyons, that's the word that I was thinking of. So yeah, this takes place in, like, the Red Rock Canyons of Utah, and it's, like, kind of a Western, like, I just don't really like Westerns. So I do have faith in Christina Lauren, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up with this book too much. Then, moving into June, on the 28th, we have Bladebreaker by Victoria Aveyard. This is the sequel to Realmbreaker, which I read in June? I think I read it in June of last year, and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't a big fan of Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, but I did really like this new series. It's kind of about, like, these... The first book follows, like, this ragtag team of misfits who come together to basically stop this person from opening realms, or opening portals into other realms. And I love portals. It's like my... what is the word? I love portals in books, and the way that Realmbreaker ended, I think, is going to make Bladebreaker a lot more interesting. And also, Victoria Aveyard has been teasing about the ending of this book for so long, and I'm really excited to see how that works out. Then, on August 30th, we have The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the third and final book in the Inheritance games. I really, really liked the Inheritance games, and I liked The Hawthorne Legacy. I didn't love it, but I am still really excited for this finale, because I feel like it will do a really good job of wrapping everything up, and I also just want to figure out how the mystery is solved, and all of that stuff. Then in September, on the 27th, we have The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, and this is the sequel to Once Upon a Broken Heart, which was on my, like, least favorite books of the year list, but I am still excited for this book because the way that the first book ended, I think, is gonna make me like this sequel more. So yeah, again, not too hopeful for this book. I am definitely apprehensive, but I think that it will definitely be better than the first book at the very least. Then also on the 27th, we have The Demon in the Wood by Leigh Bardugo. This is a graphic novel that is like the prequel to the Shadow and Bone series, and it's about the Darkling. And I know this was a short story originally, but it's been expanded into a full graphic novel, so I am excited for it. I do really want Ninth House 2, though. Like, can Leigh Bardugo please just write that book? But regardless, I do still want to read this book, and I'm excited for it to come out. And then also in September, we don't have a release date for it, but it's Defy the Night Book 2 by Bridget Kemmerer. There's no title or anything or much information about it, or even a release date, but I'm pretty sure it is coming out in September because the first book came out in September. So yeah, I am excited for this. I didn't love Defy the Night, but I think, again, I am excited for the sequel, as I think it will be, like, a lot better. Then in November, on the 1st, we have what is definitely, without a doubt, my most anticipated book of the year, and that is Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. This is the third and final book in the Last Hour series. She released a snippet of the cover, and it's two-sided. Like, there's gonna be two covers, so we're definitely getting Grace on one side and James on the other. But I'm just so excited. Like, I cannot wait for this book. I need it, like, yesterday. Then on November 8th, we have A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faizal. This book, I believe, is about, like, a thief. I don't know. It reminds me kind of Six of Crows. And it does take place, like, after We Hunt the Flame. It's, like, in the same world. I have not finished that duology yet. I do plan on doing so this month in January. But I am excited for this book nonetheless, because I think I'll definitely enjoy it more than We Hunt the Flame, and also it just kind of seems right up my alley. And I do really like Hafsa Faizal's writing, and the world that she has built with this series. And then also, lastly for November, on November 8th, we have Cursed by Marissa Meyer, which is the sequel to Gilded, which I read in January and really enjoyed. I didn't love it, but I gave it like a 3.75 out of 5 stars, almost a 4. And I think, again, that the sequel will be so much better, and I love the cover of this book. I think it's so nice, and yeah, I'm really, really excited about it, and I'm interested to see how she writes this book, because we kind of like almost ended with the Rumpelstiltskin plotline in the first book, so I don't know what this one is going to be about, but I am still really interested in seeing how the story concludes. Then lastly, I have 2 books that do not have a release date or anything. The first being The Ruined by Renee Ahdieh, which is the 4th and final book in the Beautiful series. I have really enjoyed all 3 books in the series, and I'm excited for the finale. All we have is the title. We don't have a release date or cover or any synopsis or anything, but I am still excited for it nonetheless. And then the last one is the 5th Stevie Bell book. So we had the Truly Devious trilogy, and then last summer we had The Box in the Woods, and then there's going to be another one, apparently, according to Maureen Johnson, who said that there's going to be one this year. So I have no idea when it's coming out, but it's probably going to be later in the year, as there's been, like, no information about it. But yeah, I am really excited for that one, because I love that series so much. But that is it for this video. I would love to know what books you are excited about that are coming out in 2022. All my social media links are in the description box below. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!